Oh yeah, baby. That was dope. No lie.
Shut him down. It's a double kill for Jim.
Oh my God, Jim!
Looking pretty good. It's gonna be a triple kill. Jim comes on fire. Jim comes on fire. The dart goes to 2-piece! Oh my God! Oh no! He was down to 1 second on the clock!
Já pegou bala na cara do Master. O Almairinho vai tentando fazer o primeiro. Vai tentar o tiro porrada e bomba! Vem! Clutch muito difícil de vencer, mas...
On the body that you hit, he no-scope for a follow right there. He no-scope. Good evening, EU. We are back at it. That's right, the last day of the Mobile Mayhem EU Spring Qualifiers. We've got 3 very, very exciting matches ahead of us. And oh, what's this? It's a little bit of a facelift. That's right. We got a little bit of a new graphics coming through as well. Kick off the new season. And again, I'm Verdict. And with me is looking handsome as hell. Jordan hat on. And friggin' earbuds to go with it, man. How's it going, Gilmania?
Going great, going good. I just took something to eat prior to all this, and I gotta tell you, I'm ready. We're gonna see the final 2 teams joining the Mobile Mayhem, and I'm pretty thrilled for it.
Oh, you and I both. I think we've been, on this journey for about a week now, and we've seen some teams drop. We've seen some teams already clinch spots, and now we're left with 4 teams left to decide who's going to make those last 2 spots as we're taking a look at the schedule. We've got 3 matches on our hand today. That is going to start us off with Atlanta and Lux Eterna. Second matchup of the night, Portugal and Exile. Both of these matchups, high implications. Why? Because these 2 matches are going to determine who are going to have the last 2 spots in the Mobile Mayhem regular season. Clash and Euro Elite, they've already booked their tickets to the show. This is just for bragging rights. They are going to battle it out in our last series of the night, which is going to be a best of 5. And the winner of that will be crowned the champions of qualifiers, but we all know how that goes. It doesn't matter how you perform in qualifiers. It's all about how you do in the regular season. So this is going to be prepping them as these 2 teams will face off in the regular season, kind of give us a idea of where they stand. Isn't that right, Gil?
Yeah, and on top of that, verdict, I just was able to look over onto the stream to see the new graphics. They look pretty good, huh? They're looking pretty clean. Look at those fancy colors around us. But yeah, it's only the beginning for all this. Like, we all know these qualifiers get to introduce some new names, and that's certainly going to be the case today. So yeah, for starters, like you said, Atlanta versus Lux Eterna.
That's absolutely right. And I know we're starting a little later than normal, but that is, only because, due to, Ramadan going on, for those who are observing that, we're going to give them that hour to break their fast and make sure that they are properly fed before we jump into the action. So for the remainder of the month, we are going to be starting an hour later, which means it'll be 9 p.m. Central European time, and also 3 p.m. Eastern time. So just to keep that on your minds, if you're looking for Mobile Mayhem to start at 8 p.m. Central European time, for the remainder of this month, we are going to be pushing it back an hour just for those who observe the holiday. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and jump into our first series. And based off what I'm seeing right now, the best 3 looks pretty solid. We are going to be starting things off with a little bit of a Summit hardpoint, followed by a Search and Destroy on standoff, and our third and final game, if it does go the distance, and I hope this one is a close one because this has heavy implications on the line, we are going to see a raid domination. The weapon band is going to be the Kilo as well as the CBR. So interesting rotations, interesting gun bands, the normal. I think this is about as like meta band as it gets for EU. I think I've seen a lot of SKS bands, which is obvious reasons, but the Kilo and CBR, they're not broken, but they're certainly, able to do damage if they're in the right hands, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I gotta say that I love the CVR ban, because personally I think that's the weapon that I've seen the most alongside with the Kilo, and when those are out of the picture, it allows some people go for like the Fennec. Even I think it was Slothy from Tribe using the MX9. He was the only one using it, and I gotta tell you, he was shredding with it. I understand where people are coming from with that recoil that the MX9 brings into the table, but I'm a fan of those 2 bands together.
I am 100% with you on that. As a matter of fact, I think I've started my, multiplayer grind back here recently with Day, and, we've had our struggles, of course, as, everyone else has with persistence. We had a conversation all about it last night. As a matter of fact, it was probably one of the best episodes of the Spawn that we've had. You can catch that live every Monday night, but I think the thing that, has really, made me enjoy it is the CBR. I mean, it's very easy to use. It has very high damage. That and the Kilo out of the mix, certainly going to be, seeing who's going to be creative when it comes to gun selections. Obviously, I don't know if the MX9 is the best route to go. I think I've seen a lot of kids fry with the PPSH more, but the MX9, it's more of a comfy selection. I think I've seen Vague use it in recent Trouble Showdowns, that even after the nerf, he makes it looks good. So to see Slothy use it is not a surprise. So, it's all about this now as we're getting into it. Taking a look at the rotations in the rosters. The rosters, Maven, Effin Meta, Saz. Oh, we're jumping into it. Saz, Way, and Tony for the side of Atlanta in number 31. And then for the side of Lux, we got Daytel, Sinka, Razzle, Parasite, and yeah, Guffy. There we go. Got everybody. Parasite, I know, is a popular name in chat, but if you're looking at chat, you also see that the graphics for the overlay looks kind of offset. It is. It's only because these teams don't have logos selected. and it's gonna kind of throw off the cartography. So if you're looking at it, don't be afraid that it looks weird. It does look weird. In our third series of the night, you'll see that, what it really looks like. But nonetheless, P1's going to be open for business, and we are already seeing a bloodbath here in P1, Gil.
Yeah, absolutely. People just left and right jumping inside as soon as they possibly can. First few seconds for Lux, then the next for Atlanta. Inside of it, I see Meta getting taken down by Guffy. And so far the kills are pretty evenly distributed between the two of them, but the one with the most is going to be Tony. Tony playing with this Bison now, gonna be deciding to push from the outside of the kill, not really getting too much value of it. Did get a kill, but eventually got knocked out. And well, I am looking at everybody right now, and I'm looking at Type 25, PPSH. I've seen people with the M13, even with the Fennec, and this is the power of the bands, right?
Oh, it's the power of bands indeed. Now, what you're going to adapt to quickly as the bands come through, the CBR kilos off the table, we're going to see a couple Bisons, as Gil mentioned. Those are very viable options. The Type still fries in the hands of the right competitive player, and it has found its way here in Summit. So take a look at the kills and whatnot. Tony's still top fragging in the lobby. Saz, just very, very closely behind, as he's got 5 on board too. But P2's open up. We're 20 seconds in, and I'm taking a look at it. It is a close one indeed. This P3 money hill is going to be coming around the corner in about 30 seconds, and that is certainly going to be a deciding factor who's going to take the advantage off the rip.
Yeah, good chunk of points for each side. 36-7. Now for the side of Atlanta, I am right now looking at Tony, who seems to be already prepping for the next heal. And he's been the one doing some interesting job for the team, like I mentioned, not necessarily being the most time inside of the OVJ, but really working around those heals. Right now he is inside as well. Trying to maintain these respawns is going to be crucial for them, as the last points were given to Lux, but let's see how much of a defense can Tony go for. Shooting at them, the TAC 5 gonna come through and saves the lives of the enemies, but now they're gonna be using their utilities. Now the Sparrow being used by Tony, gonna provide him a lot of damage, but that damage is self-inflicted, gets taken down, and that initial push immediately taking out the players from Atlanta. I gotta tell you, Verdict, that doesn't feel right, and I think that was a huge L for them.
Oh, it was, and I was taking a look at Saz, as he died like twice right before that last hill closed down, and I saw his spawn. He was literally spawning the top control area. The backside is snow, and anytime that you die before that hill closes and your team has already made those early rotations, you're not going to get spawns. And I think that was a category or a situation that happened that has, pretty much taken Atlanta out of the hill almost instantly after opening. Wade does a great job there of getting 1-2 in the hill, gets a third assist right there, and the last little bit of trickle time is going to go in favor of Atlanta, but they're not going to be able to have the points that they needed to take the advantage before this rotation to P4 begins. Now, as you can see, spawns here yet again. The point hasn't opened up for P4, and Wade gets taken down midway in translation, and he spawns all the way old, and this is a long hill to make up for it. Now, as we see, the lead is big time in favor of Lux. They have a massive advantage on this P4 rotation to get the break early in P3. And I'm thinking, since with all that momentum, maybe we do a quick listen in if I see that they are in VCs. They are. So buckle up. We're going to do a quick listen in with Lux. See if they can make something happen here on this P4 hill and take this game and kind of run away with it.
Dead, main.
Nice.
Dead spawn.
Spawn dead. I used the
Dead container.
I go see next.
Dead.
One dead next.
Red.
Go next.
See them.
No, see them.
Enemy down.
I'm in top.
One next. Dead.
One top next.
The stairs.
Dead. Bottom. On bottom.
Cage or where?
Pushing, top. They're pushing top.
One is.
Down. Stairs. I put you at 5. Nice. Down there.
No, going low.
Top.
Top low.
What's up? Dead. Ah, behind, cage.
Jay, bottom. Two bottom.
Two. One shot. Dead.
PC.
Top, one top, push.
On bottom. Computer's dead.
Bottom dead. Oh man, jail.
One more inside. Big inside.
One bottom, second hardpoint in the jail. Be careful.
Nice.
Bottom dead.
Okay, green guys, push in. Senga.
Who's in? Two top.
1 second hardpoint bottom. One top.
Green.
Okay, I'm in green.
Green.
Jail.
One green.
See them, he's pushing.
All right, P1 reset under the belts and already almost a 100-point advantage now. The P4 rotation over to this P1 reset has been very profitable for the players of Lux. They are looking pretty solid, and I got to say the comms are, I mean, pretty comparable. You hear the comms, the banter's on point. The call-outs are solid. You know, if there's players that they're calling out, if they kill, they get the confirmation that the player's down. So, I mean, very basic, very essential information, and they keep it limited to that. So, rock and roll here in this P2 reset. They get the break on the catwalk, and it is looking like the side of Atlanta are going to go down hard if they can't make this comeback here on this P2 site.
Yeah, now they're just rolling over them, over 100 points lead and looking to get even higher by the second. Every time Atlanta tries to go there, I'm looking at Parasite with a Purify getting a double kill with a triple piece, looking for more blood, just pretty much spawn trapping their enemies already with all of the potential score streaks to be used in there. Gonna find a nasty kill with that Pred missile, holding on to an airstrike and a cluster strike. The spawns seem to already be going in favor of the side of Lux. Verdict, this could be the last point that we see if it's a perfect hold, and from what we've seen so far, I think that's pretty doable for the side of Lux.
It is, and I don't know if they'll be able to close it out here, but even if they don't, I'm looking at Discord, and I mean, it's obvious. Tony's using Hardline, and you know, that's a banned perk, so this is going to be a map DQ regardless. So we're going to continue to play it out, and you know, regardless, I do believe that the side of Lux is just primarily outslayed. They've out-rotated. They've gotten, like, great, like, timing on their kills and positioning, and they look better than ever. As a matter of fact, rolling into this P3 reset is certainly not looking any different than the last. As a matter of fact, they're just going to rack up the kills in the feed. They're going to get the hold on this point. As a matter of fact, I don't think there has been a single time that has been halted. Maybe just a few seconds of contest time, but in reality, that little bit of contest time, not even going to be a factor. You can see they're already making the rotation over the new. Two players are going to be taken down by Way, which means they are going to be spotting back at Old. And the last little bit of trickle time is going to go back in favor of Atlanta. So it's a losing fight, but nonetheless, still a little fight left in the dog here of the side of Atlanta as they're trying to get the break here on this P4 site. The cluster strike's going to come through. This is, I mean, it's already over, but it's looking like it's getting worse and worse by the minute.
Yeah, the last player alive, that's going to be Meta with a Purifier, going to be trying to defend, finds that kill onto Parasite, trying to stay alive long enough so his allies can also be there to help him out, using whatever they can. The Vortex has been used, the Parasite still looking for more blood to be drawn, and well, he does a phenomenal job, but still not going to be perfect inside of it. There's Razel with the Annihilator, finding a triple piece with it, going onto Snow, finding that kill onto Meta, back to back, and Verdict, that's the end of this game. No more to be seen. Tony was so close to getting inside, but at the same time, even if Tony got there, he was indeed the same reason why, well, the game had already a winner to begin with, right?
No, you're absolutely right. And I think I saw the last little bit of time coming through that Gravity Vortex shuts that backside push off. And all you see is Tony, like, in the backside getting blown to oblivion. Bro is literally going through the Vortex as the time is expiring. So, kind of sweet to catch that on cam. But, you know, not sweet if you're the side of Atlanta, because you're going to go down 1-0 regardless of how that last hill ended. The game was over before it even started. The hardline DQ comes through. Certainly unfortunate, but it is, you know, a matter of the game. So, taking a look at it, though, as you can see, Tony started off with a lot of energy, and I think he realized that he made a mistake because he kind of slowed down. Nonetheless, the side of Lux, they don't slow down. They handle business as usual. 37-21 for Parasite. My God, my guy was frying.
Yeah, we saw a lot of people rooting specifically for him alongside with Lux, and I gotta say that it's pretty evident that it was for a reason close to a 2.0 KD absolutely killing it. Maybe not getting enough time, enough, but at all timing inside of the hill. But if you're getting the kills, if you're making sure that your teammates are safe while they are the ones inside of the hill, that's all you gotta do. And even more so when you have someone like Daita. Look at him go, 2 minutes and 42 seconds for a single player, 2 minutes for Guffey. It was pretty evident that he didn't have to worry about the heal when he had his holding his back with that regard.
Oh, you're absolutely right. Now, as we take a look at it, we are going to be getting geared up for that search and destroy standoff. Hella plays coming through for Lux to start this series off, but it's a best of 3, and, you know, all they need is one more to, you know, finish it off and book their one-way ticket to the show, as, you know, the winner of this series is going to be moving on to the regular season of the Bumble Mayhem Spring EU 2022 season. And the loser, they're going to be packing their bags and heading home early. So, a lot on the line here, and to have a lot on the line and then have a DQ come through in the first game of the series, I mean, I don't know how to say it and stress it enough. Like, you got to be very detail-oriented when you're coming through and making your classes. At the same time, we're all the human. We make mistakes, right? All is forgiven on that end. And Tony, he's a classic, bro. I mean, where would EU be without Tony? All right? You know, or Papa Tony, as Coach Zim has notoriously quoted. So we're getting geared up for it. It does look like we're going to be flipping sides, rotating into the search and destroy on standoff. It does have the side of Atlanta on the attack off the rip, so they're going to be able to set the tone, set the pace, get a little bit of redemption here, as this could be their last match of the qualifiers if they can't manage to turn things around.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And well, it's search and destroy on standoff. Like you said, they had all in front of them to attempt to do their best results in the first 5 rounds. And well, it's gonna be interesting to see. We're gonna be getting started with this game, and it seems like the support for Parasite is pretty evident in the chat, right? A lot of people talking in Spanish. Hola a todos los que hablan español. And I gotta tell you, Verdict, I didn't know too much from what we've seen these qualifiers from Parasite, and well, I'm digging it, you know.
Well, I'm digging it as well. I had Parasite come in my chat a few days ago. Just, I mean, very humble, down-to-earth guy. You know, he came through. I didn't even recognize his name. I think it has a different Trovo name than anything. But nonetheless, the Bloods come through. It's going to be first for each. Tony's going to be able to get the equalizer there. Guffey's going to drop, so the snipers for Lux are going to be dropped. But Razzle, he's got a SKS, and this is a very, very lethal gun in, you know, any range of the map. So we'll see how he pans out now as the sniper for Atlanta. That's going to be Tony. He's got the first blood for his team, looking to turn it around, maybe get a little bit of redemption after the hardline usage from last game. We'll see if it pans out now as 2 players looking to make the push. We've got a statue tank, 2 players there, 1 boxes, 2 players on the backside of the map, and then good shot there from Tony. Almost gets the sight on Detel. Literally does hit the second shot. Third coming through, Saz is going to drop, and now it's all on Parasite. We talked about him earlier. Him being a huge factor in the first game. Will he be a huge factor here and get the 1v3? Does find Tony. Well, actually, it's a 1v4. So, bomb's going to go down. Now it's the pressure. Can Parasite clutch, or we kick him from the lobby? I'm obviously capping.
Well, so far, I already got the first one like you mentioned, but only 30 seconds on the clock. Gonna see the next enemy. Problem is that I feel like he could really use a sniper here to try to not get too close to the enemies in there. Gonna be spotted by Meta. It was almost unwinnable battle against them. They were positioning themselves in places where, well, it was just super, super tough for Parasite to be on the right angle against so many different people. So well done by the side of Atlanta. Great start, making sure that the picks they had early on had enough of an impact, as much as to them getting that bomb plant in the round in their favor. 1-0, great start, but now we're jumping on to round number 2, and yet again it seems like they're rooting for the same strategy, you know. They really want to make sure that they got some sort of advantage from the beginning, and well, grasped from that initial hold.
Yep, now we're going to be looking at a conservative round here for the side of Atlanta. They're looking to make some shake. Tony, nothing conservative about those shots. Gets the wall being the land. Razzle's going to be the first victim of the round. The first blood comes through. Still going to be crossing their P's and Q's now as we're looking at it. Guffey does find Saz. Tony lines up right in between the window frame, and he was looking for the refrag. Catches a bullet to the dome, and that is going to be 2 for 1. And a big kill coming through for Lux. A little bit of a redeeming ground here for themselves after the last would have left them in a 1v4 scenario. Well, this time they're going to give Parasite a little bit more support, as there's only 3 players left to deal with, and Maven looking to make this transition over. Damn near gets caught on the relocation, but is going to be able to stay alive. But for how much longer now? You can see the reposition. 2 players directly on the A site. Shots coming through. Detel going to be right on the bomb hit glitch. Loses 1, but the trades are in. Now it's only 2 players left to deal with. Make it 1, and that is going to be FN Meta. He is going to be taken down, and Lux even things up in the Search or Destroy. They got a 1-0 lead in the series, inching their way that much closer to a bid in the regular season for Mobile Mayhem.
And, well, pretty difficult. Tony's 4 kills, well, was just not enough for this 2-round win. They're gonna be getting tied up immediately, and he explodes to the hands of that nade from Dytel. Dytel now looking for more. Senka took a lot of damage, but the aggression, let's see how they can deal with it. Maven going for a kill, taking out the pistol, wants to take someone out, but he cannot. He's getting a lot of damage dealt to 2 enemies, but not getting a single kill. Parasite finds the knock onto Saz. All of a sudden, this is gonna be a 1v5 verdict. That's gonna be one of the fastest rounds so far. Of course, it's not over, but in a 1v5 with no control over the bomb, and when the enemies know exactly where the bomb is at, it is just a mission impossible starting now for Meta. With the M13 and the DLQ in hand, he's gonna try to get some peeks every chance he gets, but what he was not expecting was that push from Senka. And I thought that the aggression could have been a masterpiece there, but it seems like they just got overwhelmed by Lux.
No, it was definitely an overwhelm. You lose 1 off the rip, the environmental comes through for Detel. The nade hits the red van, and that aggressive push backfires. They can, I gotta say, oh my, is this another? I thought that was a 2-piece from the nade from Sinka. Guffey finds another. Doesn't matter if the nade comes through and gets the shot or not, but Saz and Tony, they're going to be left in a 2v4. And again, the aggression is going to be met full force. Tony's now in a 1v4. Does find shots on Razzles, finds another. Looking to make some shake here in this 4th round. This is a round that they could use to tie things up. Obviously, this is, you know, this is to stay alive. You lose the Search or Destroy, you're done. You win it, you find a way to battle it back in the Game 3 opportunity. And Tony, it looks like he's the only one that's putting the kills on the board to kind of reflect that effort.
Absolutely, he's the one putting in the most for the team, but you can't rely on a single player so heavily in a game where you have so much in the line. Like you mentioned, this could be the last game for Atlanta if they end up losing it. So let's see how Tony's gonna deal with this pressure. 1 versus 2, 50 seconds on the clock. He's gonna spot the first enemy, but Dytel with a perfect slide peek, confusing the enemy, not allowing him to think fast enough. That is gonna end up with the life of Tony. Those 6 kills have been so great. That double piece with a quick scope was pretty clean, but if your allies are not putting in as close of an effort or as close of a kill ratio like yourself, it's just gonna be super tough for Atlanta.
Yeah, they haven't been, you know, very adaptive here in the Search and Destroy. 2 rounds in a row, they go for the aggressive push, and they follow that aggressive push up with, you know, first blood's not coming their way. They getting shut down, and now you can see the conservative plays. And, you know, the side of Lux, they're okay with it. Look, they're playing it just as passive. It's like they are almost reading them like a book. I mean, you're predictive, I guess, in this Search or Destroy. I don't know. Lux just seeing things that we aren't. I mean, obviously, we see everything because we can see everything on the map. But the fact that they are able to just play the round as the round is being played instead of trying to force their hands, trying to play overly aggressive. I mean, they're just giving this Atlanta team the business right now, and there's not really much Atlanta can do here on the attack. So 3 rounds we've seen in a row go in their favor. The first one might have been a blunder. I'll say it was better plays from Atlanta, and they have just lost focus since. But, you know, that first round is far from, you know, it's been over for a while now. So you've got to find a way to find one more before we flip sides, because you go down 4-1, you know, and you're rotating over to a flip side, you're looking at possibly just a 2-0 situation. Oh, man. Detel, you have been flawless this series.
Atlanta finally decides to push in. They lose immediately 3 players. Meta was able to somehow get a double kill, but still was in a 1 versus 3. And you said it yourself, Lux did a phenomenal and outstanding job at just making sure that they were keeping enemies on their edge, making sure that whenever they decided to push, they were gonna get at least a kill, and not only 1, but they got 3, eventually got the next 2. Lux gonna be leading on to a 6th round, starting with a kill, gonna lose a player, but then get another one. Sass is knocked down, a 4 versus 3. The bomb is immediately being planted, and look at where the side of Atlanta are standing, just as close to the respawn as they can. Why? Because it's, oh my god, another nade kill. How many grenade kills are gonna be ending on this game for the side of Lux? It doesn't even make sense. Parasite through the wall, taking down Meta. Tony in a 1v3, gonna try to do as best he can. Only 22 seconds on the clock, but Verdict, I don't know how much Atlanta can do to try to bounce back inside of this game. Daitel, once again, he's really good at doing those slide picks, if I'm being honest.
Yo, the guy's got moved like Jagger. I saw him earlier. He was inside of Cuppy, and he was, I mean, just slaying away. You know, players couldn't get a single shot on him. When you got someone that elusive, he's going to be massive here in this search and destroy. He's got 9 on board and finds that last one. And now we're 1 round closer to a Lux guaranteed bid for a regular season spot. Wait, finds 1, finds 2, but finds his demise. Oh, Daytel, what was that, homie? Follows it up with the deagle, though, so no harm, no foul. 3-2 scenario, 5-1 in the surge. And we're looking at a 6-1 scenario if Meta and Tony can't clutch this one. It's only a 2v3. The bad thing is Meta has just not been on point. Is on point with those shots in Delhi. Now it's 1 player left to deal with, but when I say it's just 1 player, that last player is Daytel, and we've seen how big of a factor he's been in this search and the hardpoint so far.
Yeah, the player with double digits is gonna find the first enemy, but Tony finally gonna be there yet again to save the day. Finds that snipe, gonna be defusing the bomb, leads to at least 1 more round for us to see, giving another breath onto the players from Atlanta. It's gonna be still a 5-2 in favor of Lux. They are a single mistake away from losing it. That was super close. Really came in clutch, the fact that they got those 2 kills so next to each other. And well, for now, round number 8, immediate aggression gonna be defended by Wayne and Saz, finding a kill each. Wayne gonna be spotted by Goofy through the smoke. It's a lot of pain from everybody, but specifically on to the Lux player. They're so close to planting the bomb, but defending it is gonna be Saz with the SKS. They gotta be cautious about that. Saz is in a position to actually hear if they're planting the bomb. It seems like he cannot. The second they did, he just runs out of it, and that's gonna be 45 seconds on what could be the last round Verdict.
It could be indeed. Now, even though it's a 3v4, the side of Lux do a great job of getting that bomb plant down regardless. They do find a way to even things up. Guffey finds his second of this round alone, and now it's a 3v3 to determine if we are done for this series. And Atlanta out, Lux in. It is only a matter of time. Maven does find the first blood on the push. He is going to find his second there. Razzle going to be able to find the equalizer, though. Now it's a 2v2. Guffey's dropped. Maven and Saz, it's all on you, homies. Razzle's going to round the corner. Razzle's going to find 1. Maven is lost in the sauce. He doesn't know what game he's playing right now. Razzle. Oh, my God. The positioning.
Are they not in voice chat?
I don't know, bro. I literally just saw the guy round the corner and look directly in the vicinity of where the player was at and then turn around. I am lost for words.
There clearly has to be some sort of miscommunication, because they knew where the last player from Lux was, or at least one of them knew where he was. The other one, like you mentioned, had a free opening, because I don't think that player from Lux had any clue. I'm not too sure who it was, but I don't think he was sure of where the last opponent was at. He just saw him running around the corner without even looking in his direction. Just take the last shot that was needed, and that is the end of the road for Atlanta. Verdict, Lux Athena taking their second victory in this series, taking it home, and not only taking this series out, but what else do they get from this Verdict?
You know, they get a 100% buy-in to the regular season. That is right. Lux Athena Challenge accepted. You've taken down the best of the best in qualifiers. You find yourself in the loser bracket. Find a way to make things work on that side. The pressure does not succumb to you. You find a way to overcome it, and you have found a spot in Mobile Mayhem for this next coming season. So that's actually going to start Thursday this week. Taking a look at it, though, Atlanta, your journey ends here. It's super unfortunate, but it's okay. You know, you pick yourself up, you try again next time, because, you know, the first game, it was an L, even if you would have battled back. I mean, it wasn't looking good off the rip on that P3 rotation the first time around, and certainly didn't get any better. And on top of that, you had a player who was using, you know, a banned score streak or a banned perk. So it's super unfortunate, but, you know, that's just the way it goes. Is you know, we see the competitive scene come down to situations like this all too often. DQs happen, and it wouldn't be EU without a DQ. So I know that kind of rhymed, sounded right, felt right, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. But that is going to be the end of the line for that first series. Again, Lux and Turner are going to be moving on. Atlanta, they're going to be out.
And with this done, the next match would be from Portugal versus the side of Exile, if I'm not mistaken. Right?
Yep.
Okay.
There we go.
We are going to be getting geared up for that one.
Yep, we're going to go ahead and hear a word from COD Mobile, take a short intermission, get this next series set up. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We still got 2 more series ahead of the night. As Gil just mentioned, it's going to be Portugal versus Exile. Next up, best of 3. And then our last series of the night is, taking a look at it. Just for reference, we are going to see that Euro Elite and Clash battle of bragging rights. Who is going to be winning the best of 5? Who's going to have the bragging rights going into the regular season? They have already got their bid for the regular season entry, so there's nothing on the line there other than those bragging rights. So don't go anywhere. We're going to have that and more coming up. This is the last day of the qualifier, so do not go anywhere. We've got plenty of action on board.
Oh yeah, baby. That was dope. No lie.
Fucking about to be 30, ho.
Alrighty, here we are. Portugal, Exile, second series of the night. High implications in this matchup as well. Portugal, Exile, they need... One of these teams are going to be moving on. One of these teams are not. Need to bring their A game. Can't have any unfortunate calls like we had in the first series of the night. Obviously, the hardline usage in game number 1 put Atlanta in a disadvantage. Lux, they didn't care. They capitalized. They're going to find a way to, book their ticket to the show, and they have secured the bag. So here we are, second series of the night. Day is in the chat, okay? And I can't help but say his name because it's so beautiful. But Gil, you're actually beautiful, and we're going to give you the 1s and 2 on this one, right? All right, taking a look at it, the best of 3 looks pretty solid. I think we're going to start things off with a little bit of Crossfire. Oh, God. Crossfire, Hardpoint, Raid, Search and Destroy, and then of Domination, Firing Range. So this is actually a hella decent rotation, right?
And I gotta say that a Hardpoint on Crossfire, I'm beginning to not hate it. You know, it's not necessarily my favorite one, but it's sort of okay. Now, when it comes down to the bans, we're gonna have a redo of what happened on the first match predict. That's the CVR and Kilo out of the picture once more.
Oh, you're absolutely right. So, Kilo, CVR out of the mix. I'm expected to see Type 25s, M13s. Pick your poison, right? It's either of the two. I think the M13 shreds if you've, got it unlocked. And I know all of these players play way more than, we do. So, they are certainly... on point with their loadouts as far as that goes. So no question of that, but interested to see what SMGs are in use. Obviously the Finnick could be great for close quarter combat with these P2 to or P1 P2 rotations, and if you're in any of the objectives it can shred. So I'm going to be looking to see who's going to be that specialty player in this second series of the night. Obviously we've got the rosters in: Light Skin God, Baby Shark, Riata, or Adair, Calaboso, and I don't even know how to say this name. Naive for Portugal. Yeah, okay. And then for the side of Exile, we've got SC, Kaiser, Firkin. Yeah, that's Firkin. It's spelled backwards, chat. Vengeance and Val. So not Merkin, Firkin. If you are familiar with Merkin, just laugh quietly. If you aren't, don't Google it. Game number 1 right around the corner, Hardpoint, Crossfire. Don't laugh, Gil, because it's not a funny joke. I'm terrible with cringe, and I think that's one of the things that people hate me for. So that's right, people hate me, and that's why I've aged like 10 years since I started casting. Yep.
Well, Verdict, what I was looking at as well is the fact that we no longer see Angelina today. She was playing with Portugal, wasn't she?
She was.
Or am I getting things confused?
No, she was. She is. She's still playing. As a matter of fact, I think that this team has her like subbing in for Search and Destroy. But with that being said, they're only allowed one, sub in. So obviously you go ahead and put that player in Search and Destroy. If you do go to a game 3, you're looking at a specialty player in Angelina, not having as much value. Nonetheless, we saw her make the sub in for the first series of this qualifier event. Haven't seen much of her since. I think we saw her play the hardpoint in the Search and Destroy on the second series. So I guess we did see a lot of her. Okay, you know what? Verdict is just capping. Okay. I'll just shut them out, then we'll go ahead and jump into the action. Right. Baby shark doop 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 doop. Oh, sorry.
Right, we got him again, right?
Yeah.
And the weapon to go along with it. No, gonna change it. Oh, that's quite alright. It seems like he's gonna go with the M13 like you mentioned. You can shred with it, and of course even more with a skin like this, which pretty much gives you like a red dot for free. In here, he's gonna be pushing through the right side, gonna be spotting the first enemy, but gets taken down by SC. The initial hold is immediately going to Kaiser there, playing once again with the M13. It seems like mostly people went with this weapon. I don't think the Type 25 is what it used to be, but still in a good state. I've seen some others try to rock with it, but Kaiser, good old-fashioned M13 in hand, gonna be pushed by Calabuso, but immediately gonna bounce back inside. We have Ball to provide the points once again to the side of Portugal, and well, great start for them.
A great start indeed. Now you can see the break does come through. There's still plenty of time to fight for, and there's certainly a bit of scrappy. Calaboso broke the top of that hill. He had movement like a demon, bro. Was literally slide peeking everything, and does able to, you know, get the first initial push onto the hill and gets it with a little bit of success, but is instantly taken down. Right now, we're looking at a 7-point difference. Rotating over to this P2 site, top side of the hill is where we're going to see a lot of action now as the wall bangs are coming through. Baby Shark going to get that shots to hit, and I think, you know, one of the things that I've mentioned in the past is how beautiful this skin is, and the fact that it comes with a free, you know, red dot to come along with it. Just, I mean, I don't think it gets any better than that. The M13 Morningstar, possibly one of the better mythic skins in the game. Certainly coming into play here now is, we've seen the type in the last game, but that series was a little bit, you know, a closer, you know, combat, you know, kind of affair. It was Summit, it was Standoff. Right now we're looking at Crossfire, and these lanes are massive, long, you know, to say the least. And with that Type 25 nerf coming through, the bullet spread accuracy towards the end and long range, just not as viable as it once was.
Yeah, now I'm looking at Riata playing with this SKS, rolling their opponents over double digits already for him. Gonna pick up the M13, finds a double kill onto SE. They know that they're gonna be rotating. Does a lot of damage onto Kaiser, but gonna be taken down. Spawns on the opposite end of the map. That's gonna be bad to the side of Phoenix, but well, overall, it seems like that initial rotation from Portugal was pretty bad at first, as they are now pushing on to the next one. They try to be there early, and it didn't work as expected. In the Vengeance is the one to break through the side of Phoenix. Vengeance with 7 kills. The second he turns around, Baby Shark was right around the corner, and Phoenix once again regaining control over the kills, maintaining their lead and expanding it by the second in here. Baby Shark gets spotted, gets taken down, but Light's King is now with Annihilator, making sure that the push is not over to the side, to the hands of Phoenix, getting themselves safe. And rocking with his operator, just left to right, spanking the opponents. And I feel like that's beginning to be an issue for the side of Portugal. If you're taking a look at the overall kill standings, it's Riada and Lightskin rolling over opponents, while on the opposite end, you got players like how would you say you pronounce the one in the middle for Portugal? Firkin. Yeah, only with 3 kills so far, verdicts.
Yeah, Firkin, interesting name, obviously. Not interesting enough to pick enough kills up here for this P3 break. Nonetheless, it's 89-33 affair as P4 opening up shop, and it's in the shop on the backside of the map. You know, I'd say this is probably one of the harder hills to break. Obviously, P3 is still a little bit of a toss-up. We saw it be a little bit of a back-and-forth affair. Nonetheless, the advantage is still in favor of the side of Portugal. Right now, they're going to be on the outskirts looking in. This is a perfect time for the points to come through for the side. I think we got the names backwards. I think Phoenix Network. Oh, no, that is the Phoenix Network. I'm sorry. Yeah. What? Phoenix. Wait. Portugal's on the left. Phoenix Network is on, or Yeah. There we go. Portugal and Exile. There we go. Exile's on the right. Portugal's on the left. There we go. I don't know what I'm looking at. All right, well, yeah, this is perfect time for the point to go in favor. Regardless of the kills, the point time is going to be held. Firkin's going to be able to get that point pretty much held towards the end for free. Now, P4 does even things out, and now we're looking at a P4 to P5 rotation. This is another one of those money hills and a damn near impossible one to get the break. We're going to see how the comms sound as we do go ahead and jump in for the side of Exile. See how those comms sound as they try to attempt to get this P4 rotation over to P5 successfully done.
Shop, au fond des spawns, ils sont tous deux au fond des spawns. Non. Shop.
Encore
sur moi, sur toi. Ah, encore un shop,
Il y en a qu'un dans le point.
Spawn shop, ça spawn shop. Shop encore.
One shot, allez, go, push la go là.
Lilo,
Vas-y, je vais next.
Go next. T'es des points là-haut.
3 shops.
Là,
ça fait...
Shop mort.
Broken est en bas. Ça push.
Fais gaffe au shop.
Ça vient tous bottom, vengeance.
Au fond des spawns.
Shop.
J'y vais, shop. Je suis shop. J'ai personne, shop.
Prenez le point,
J'ai votre shop.
Deux, elle est morte.
Ratez les points. Ça peut me... Ça te monte, top.
Mort, top, mort.
Mort. Encore.
Le point.
Dans le fond.
Shop.
Aidez-moi.
Un bottom du point, bottom.
Bottom dans le point.
Ah, bottom. C'est un monstre.
Ils essayent d'aller next, les gars.
Connect.
Il y en a.
All right, well, comms certainly on point. You hear the call-outs. They're consistent. The flow is on absolute dial, locked in there. The P4 rotation to P5 wasn't as successful as it needed to be, but nonetheless, they get a lot of this P1 reset, and they are actually looking to get the advantage here of this P2 rotation as well. But Calabuso is looking to play spoiler. Is going to come through, finds that last kill with the Sparrow. Now is looking to hold off the push. Val, through the smoke, is going to get dropped. Calabuso is on a tear, homie. And Gil, I got to say, this one is closer than I anticipated.
Yeah, it's definitely it's pretty evident that Portugal was capable Exile was capable of turning this one around, but for the time being, this was the heal that allowed Portugal to get their most points in here. And it could be the same case again, as inside of it we have Baby Shark from the outside. There's Ryder with that Purifier finding another kill onto Val, waiting for more to come by in there. Gonna be spotted by immediately gonna be bringing the call out onto Baby Shark. There was just too many players going there at once. It was not gonna be an option to stay alive, but the damage was already done. They did get a good chunk of points. Baby Shark tries to go back in, but gets spotted by Nakruf. And with that verdict, once again, they're gonna be tied up. It seems like this time around they were not able to actually get as much of an advantage, as much of an edge as they got on the previous set. But for now, it seems like it's gonna be now a game of how they are rotating. And I don't have a clear winner anymore. You know, I thought that for starters, Portugal was doing a phenomenal job, but then the side of Exile was able to catch onto what the enemies were doing.
No, you're absolutely right. And I'm taking a look at it now. It's about 5 points separate the teams. The hold here looks pretty solid for this P3 rotation. Now the break is going to have to come through early for Portugal if they want to see a little bit of a closer game, though, as we see it. Push is coming through Calabuso. Oh, my God. Just absolutely dominating, but is not going to be able to get the point held or get to the point at all now, as we're going to be joining in for a quick listen in. See if the comms are on point, as we are looking at this P3 break, and it might be a game changer here for Portugal.
Mano, estão a ir nice, malta, precisamos de nice, mano.
Tá lá o ali. Bem daí. Bem daí. Matei ponto.
Ah, matou
Costa,
uma
outro.
batalha, mano.
Matei outro.
Bro, precisamos de next, mano, por favor, mano. Spawnam-se. Façam tempo, façam time,
Matei
façam
ponto.
time. Aniquilador, não fica. Ah, mano. Não temos spawn, mano.
Relaxa.
Bora.
Matei dois no ponto.
Vamos, Baby Shark.
Mais um aqui atrás. Tenho preto. Costas.
Tá morto com.
Bem.
Ah, matou-me, mano.
Vai next. Tá um talho já, Outro talho.
Cuidado next, mano. Agora vamos guardar next para acabar, mano.
Tá um entrar ponto. Tá lá um dentro.
Ei, o Vitor, mano, tá ponto, mano.
Tenta com 5. Tá.
Eu tô fora.
Well, here we go. Battle for this P5 spot is certainly going to be the ending if we do see the side of Portugal come through and hold for the entirety of the remainder of the point. Now the contest is going to come through. Val is pretty much the last hope on this push. I would have liked to see a little bit more of a coordinated push towards this P5 site, but you can already see it. Defeat has been accepted. Nobody's going to be able to get there. The streaks are going to come through. SC looking to get into the point is going to be shut down immediately upon entering the door frame. And Gil, we've got a massive P5 rotation where Portugal takes their fair share of the pie. They also take game number 1, 250 to 198 in a solid game 1 indeed on Crossfire.
And I think you called it perfectly. The fact that, well, Exile just not rotating at once as a whole team like they were at first. It seems like the fact that they got nervous got the best of them, and well, they were just trying constantly to get inside, but by not doing it coordinately, it was just not possible to break through. It was a pretty good hold on the behalf of Portugal, and as such, they take the dub. And well, it was pretty much what we saw at first, Portugal getting a lead, but as we got into the mid-game, Exile was definitely capable of fighting back efficiently, getting them to be neck-to-neck one another as they try to get the victory. But the fact that if you get nervous, you start making mistakes, and I feel like those mistakes were the doom for Exile in the first one.
I think you're absolutely right. As I'm looking at it, the scoreline certainly showing up where the stats were at. I mean, 43 and 18 for Adair was a beast. Calabuso, 52 and 26. He was literally zooming across the map two times positive. 52 kills in a Crossfire game this close. Hella impactful, and it made a massive difference as those kills came in handy for streaks later on in the game. You can see it. Minute and 35 on the hill is going to be Baby Shark winning the objective category. I was expecting to see someone like 2 minutes plus, but we don't see anybody even remotely close to that on the flip side of things. So a minute and 12 is the highest that the side of Exile was able to rack up. Nonetheless, they're going to be able to redeem themselves here on a search and destroy, but it is certainly going to be an uphill battle forward.
And I gotta say, it's pretty interesting strategy coming from the side of Portugal, specifically because we've seen in the past teams that get 2 players with 2+ minutes, 2.5, maybe 1 or 2 more that are close to the 2-minute mark, because everybody tries to have as many players inside of the OVJ. While Portugal, well, it's evident that although they had sometimes 2 players at once, they had in mind every single second that 1 is enough, and everybody else is gonna make sure that from the outside they are safe. It's something that, well, you know, it's pretty hard to pull off in my opinion, but when you got numbers like Calabuso, like Raida, it's understandable, right? If you are confident enough that you are gonna be constantly winning those one-on-one interactions, it is more than enough to only have 1 player inside.
No, you're absolutely right. If we're taking a look at chat, chat's like, whoa, 52 kills? Is that a new kill record? Unfortunately, it's not. 54 is still held by S-Thug on Hackney Yard with the Fennec. Now, in other Mobile Mayhem girls, I think they had a player drop 56. And the player that dropped 56, that team didn't even win. So, you know, it's not about kills at hardpoint. We've seen collective team efforts on the hill come through and prevail, but it does certainly help out when, you know, you got a player like Calabuso who is absolutely frying in the lobby. You know, it definitely makes an impact, but at the same time, it's not going to win you a game. As we're taking a look at best of 3 is going to land us in the second game in the series, and that is going to be a raid search and destroy. This is make or break for Exile. This is their last opportunity to make something shake against this Portugal roster. And Portugal, they only need 1, so every round is going to matter moving forward into this search. So the Kilo and CB are off the table. Obviously, I think we're still going to see some M13s, but I think we're going to see, you know, of course, snipers coming through into play. But I think this map also, you know, requires at least 1 or 2 SMGs per team. Maybe we'll see who's going to be, you know, the oddball and pulling out the Bison like we saw last game. It certainly, you know, was massive at first, but I think a lot of players opted to swap to M13s moving forward. So I don't know what Light Skin God is doing. Maybe he's making room for the sub. Are we going to see Angelita? Is that where we're going to see?
That's what I thought at first, but I'm not sure. We are still on the waiting factor. My guess is that Leo joined them, but I'm not 100% positive. No, it seems like he's back down there. But verdict, Portugal, they will be on the offensive side. And I don't know, man. I don't know. We've already seen them just have extraordinary numbers on respawns. Like you said, the snipers can be 1 or 2 for them. Riada had a blast with that SKS. That's still on the table. Well, at the same time, I would expect one more sniper to be joining the squad. I'm not too sure who that could be. Maybe Calabuso, but even if he's not playing with a sniper, if he's playing with an AR, we've seen how much he's capable of. And well, for starters, everybody is going to be ready. We are moving on to raid. Personally, like I said, I feel like as an offensive side, you get a bit of a lead at the start of the rounds. But would you agree with that, or you think it's more of a defense oriented kind of map?
I think that the offense with creative strategy can take an easy advantage. But in this map in particular, I feel like the defense also has a little bit more leeway when it comes to covering the bomb sites. A, obviously, is a little bit more of an island where you have to travel a little bit further to defend. But the the counter to that is you've got wide open lanes on that A side. The pool side is certainly never safe when you're making those transitions. B offers a little bit more cover, but it is also directly linked to the spawn site of the defense. So I think this is probably one of those maps where, it's in the eyes of who's playing right now. I don't know too much about these teams to make a proper decision on who's going to have the advantage or not. We're just going to let the gameplay play for itself now, as we're going to be moving on. This could be the last game that we see Exile play if they can't get their cards together and perform well, as Search and Destroy raid Hollywood Hills, California. I'll say it like I said it again, time and time again. This is just one of my favorite maps of all time.
It's a really good one. Personally, it's a map that I really enjoy watching as well. Really enjoy playing. For starters, I am taking a look at Bal. Could potentially land a kill. No, Riada gonna get that initial blood. The defense could have been tremendous for Bal, but that's not gonna be the case now. Nakruf holding the middle of that kitchen and money area, gonna be pushed there, trying to land a sneaky nade. I'm not too sure if that's gonna be ended up landing. The next one to defend, it's SC with the M13. He knows that they're gonna be here any second now, but it's a weird way of defending so far from the side of Exile. They are constantly just retreating back, not holding any ground properly, and there you have it. SC gonna be spotted, gonna be taken down. Kaiser gets to answer back. Vengeance gets another kill too. The 2-for-2 trades are gonna end up with a 3 versus 3. The bomb carrier now, Lightskin, could be in a potential situation where he can try to play aggressive, but Verdict, not only are Exile playing weird, like look at
Portugal are kind of playing weird too. Yeah. I mean, look, you had everyone kind of rush down to that A spot. I mean, they were stacking it. That could be just absolutely devastating if you, don't space properly. We've seen collaterals come through time and time again, and I'm loving the reapproach here from the side of Portugal. But I gotta say, Light Skin God doesn't need to be in every aggressive positioning. As a matter of fact, he does get the bomb down now as the smoke comes through. Kaiser looking for the shots through mid, is not going to find anything he likes, but Adair is right there to contest. Callouts are going to come through, and now the push is going to come 2 from the top side of Laundry, 1 from the back side. The flank is going to be shut down. That is going to be Calabuso winning a massive 1v1, and that could ultimately lead to the demise. It is certainly looking like Vengeance has already been ousted. It's only a matter of time before the push has to come. And with them already being weak, I don't see it happening.
You saw a tremendous flick from Calabuso. Does some more damage onto Vengeance. Still surviving, but in 10 seconds. Finally gonna be spotted, gonna be taken down by the one who took the first blood. Riada takes the first kill, takes the last one, brings victory home, and the first round is in favor of the side of Portugal. Not only taking that in consideration, but Riada 3 kills on a single round. That's a phenomenal start here. Now 3 players are gonna be stunned by a really good nade. Unfortunately for Exile, they're not really taking too much value off of it, but at least they slowed down that push. Well, on the other side of the map, seems like the side of Exile opted not to defend the side of B no more. And Portugal, it seems like it is their plan, you know? For a second, I thought that it could have been like a weird adapt to what they were seeing from the opponents. Lightskin, though, gonna be spotted by Nakruv, but his enemy, Nakruv, takes 2 kills there, but too many enemies alive. It's an odd way for Portugal of playing, but it seems like what they're used to, right? That's the second round in a row that we've seen them pull off a strategy like this.
Yeah, I'm thinking that the side of Exile, they need to back. Like, they're stacking A way too much, and it's not panning out. Like, they're not getting any value out of putting 5 players on that A side effectively. Right now, we're going to be moving into the third and 2 rounds in a row. The side of Portugal have pretty much just had their way with them. They come down to a 3v1 earlier. Nonetheless, the money room shots come through, and you see it. They vacate the A site, and look how much more success they're having already. That's first blood. Bomb is going to go down, so that is going to be a little bit of pressure, but you've got 5 players to deal with. Now, you know, the retake with 45 seconds left on the clock, you've got plenty of time to make something happen. You've got every player alive still. Now you just got to coordinate perfectly on this rotation. Lightskin God, he's going to be holding off the mid push. Now he's going to be looking for one. Does find that one. Vengeance does find Adair in the back. So it's 2 for 1s coming through. Vengeance looking for the shots for the refrag. Is going to catch it there on the wall banging there. Now it's Calabuso and Nahiv. I don't know. Vihan, I don't know how do you pronounce that. It's a 1v1. SE is going to be lost right there in the court side. And even though with a 5v 4 scenario on the retake, they don't move accordingly, they don't plan accordingly, they don't play their angles as properly, and they drop around. So I still am a fan of them playing it a little bit more conservative on that A site, but we still see the same results. So overall, the side of Portugal just continuing to do what they do, and it is panning out.
Now, though, Benjen is going to spot a player as they were rotating from the mid to the left side, going for raid. Riada finds a kill onto Kaiser, but Bal answers back. Then Bal himself going to be spotted. Benjen gets another snipe, this time onto Calabuso, bringing numbers down to a 3 versus 2. Baby Shark is now the one carrying the bomb alongside with Riada, but Baby Shark gets spotted. Riada in a 1v3. This could be the first point in favor of Exile, and in fact, it is going to be. SC with the double finds the first victory round in favor of Exile, bring the first point home. And well, that was the first round that we saw a different approach to the offense for the side of Portugal, and it didn't work out whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm a fan of being unpredictable, right? Trying to recreate the wheel. I mean, in an instance where it's working, I wouldn't say change it, but at the same time, you've got to be creative. You can't be predictable at Search or Destroy. So it didn't pan out to push that B side, and certainly. They saw it in the first round, but it was done a little differently. You played your numbers, you redirect towards the B site, and you wait for your opponents to push, and that panned out perfectly for them. Adair doing just absolute demon work here. Does find their 7th foul, catches Baby Shark off guard, but Calabuso quickly there to get the trade. SC not going to be able to make any kind of moves on the court side, and just like that, we are 4-1. This is starting to be a just lopsided Search or Destroy. Started off lopsided, and it looking like it might be over before it even starts now. So we're going to flip sides. 3-round deficit. Can the side of Exile take us to a game 3, make the comeback here in the Search? It's got to be a convincing attack side because the defense just was not, it was not it.
Little smoke over at the basketball court. They get 4 players inside of it, 1 kill, and the bomb is now gonna be planted on the defense. There's gonna be Baby Shark alongside with Nahiv with a sniper holding the staircase, waiting to get a kill through the wall, potentially trying to land a shot there, but that's still not going to be the case. Only 30 seconds on the clock, and now could be problematic for Portugal. They gotta push and they gotta do it right now. Calabuso through bar. He's gonna spot 2 enemies. Finds kill number 1. Goes for kill number 2. SC had no clue. Double kill for Calabuso. The push going for more, but Dan finally gonna be spotted. Ball gets a kill. Kaiser gets another one. Nahiv in a 1 versus 3. Only 10 seconds on the clock, and it is Kaiser to bring another round. Finally, a really dominant and strong push through the pool onto that basketball court. Ends up with a kill in an early plant. It seems like that's sort of the plan that Portugal was looking for, but on the side of Exile, that seemed a little bit more clean. On top of that, you said it, Verdict, it is important to be unpredictable, and as soon as they get victory on round number 1, they change paths, and this time, extremely going for the B points.
Ooh, Kaiser, big gunfight right there, catches Baby Shark off guard. The 1v1, the Ego Chows are in, the one player down. The bomb goes down along with it. 5 players stacking this B site. I love the push. I love the creativity. I love the fact that you're keeping your opponents off guard. Will it pay off, though, as we see? 4 players left to deal with for the side of Portugal, but they have been pretty solid here in this search. They find 2 off the rip on the push. The ringside push may not be successful as we expected it to be. Adair, you're going to be able to find one, but Veen, I don't even know how to say that name, bro. Val's going to be the last one alive. Adair going to be looking for the defuse. You can see it. They're going to be able to get it done. Nope, they're going to wait for the player to come through and get the kill, and that is certainly 1 round closer to a 6th round for the side of Portugal. And ladies and gentlemen, we might be seeing our second and last bid to the show here tonight in this second game of Search or Destroy.
They had everything to win that round, and well, they just couldn't capitalize on their lead that they had pretty early on. And like you mentioned, there's a 5 points for the side of Portugal, 1 round away from victory. This time around, they decided not to be aggressive, but you know who's aggressive? That's gonna be Baby Shark, already over at the gym from the enemy. He's gonna be spotted by Kaiser, gets a kill. Nakruf gets the spot as he explodes that car, takes the kill onto Lightskin, and well, it seems like that over-aggression coming from the side of Portugal not gonna pay off. They've lost 2 players already. Now Nakruf does find himself pretty close to one more enemy. That is gonna be Calabuso. Fortunately not for him, Calabuso had no clue where he was at. That is gonna allow them to plant the bomb. 5v3, scratch that, 5v2. Nahiv gonna be spotted by Nakruf, and that is another kill that allows the side of Exile to, well, potentially bring another victory home in here. Riata trying to push, gonna be throwing a concussion nade. Does land it onto enemies. His allied Calabuzo is out. This could even be a perfect round to the side of Exile. Verdict. The problem is that 3 rounds now are gonna be victory in favor of Exile, it seems like. Those have looked tremendous. What about the other 5, right? What about the other 5 rounds where we've seen them struggle and where they could have had a victory? It just turns out completely against them.
Yeah, Exiles does a great job. They've pretty much read this defense to a T. I mean, they throw them off with the B-side push. Granted, it didn't pay out. I love the creativity. I love the drive. I love to see, you know, them be innovative. I love to see them change things up and be less predictable. That round, they read it, you know, perfectly. They get the kills on the B site. They're pushing the A site, push through mid, get the B side plant, and there's only a few players left to deal with. Sure enough, they find those, and they find a second shot of life here. As they still on match point here for the side of Portugal. So need to be flawless through the remainder of this Search Destroy. Right now, they do find first blood, but they haven't been successful with finding first bloods and winning rounds consecutively. We'll see if they can change that pattern now, as the A-side push does have Vengeance pushing through the mid-side of the map. Pull stairs. 2 players on the B-side effectively. That's going to be Baby Shark and Lightskin God. These 2 are combined for 5 kills in total, so not necessarily having the game that they had in the hardpoint. However, Calabuso and Nahiv, they are on fire. 15 kills spread apart, and right here, the push towards the B-side has left the team of Exile kind of like empty-handed. They don't really have a direction of which site they want to push. Lightskin God might be forcing the hand here as he's found his way up top red. Spots Val. Val's going to be dead to rights. No, Val wins those. That's going to be 2 more coming through. It's a 2v5, 35 seconds on the clock. The push towards this ring site successful after clearing the hill. That is going to be a bomb plant in 45 seconds on the clock. Calabuso and Nahiv have to be flawless through here. They find 3. It's a 2v2. This round could be over. This could end the search if they find these next 2 and a bomb defuse.
If you choke a 5v2, that is just gonna be demoralizing to the side of Exile. Right now, 20 seconds on the clock. Calabuso gonna be pushing, gonna spot SC, but he gets taken down. Nahib wants to make it happen. 1 versus 2. You gotta push right now. The timer's too low. Nahib going for more. Gonna find the first enemy, but SC to clutch that round. I was so worried for Exile, but it seems like this time they don't choke this time. Verdict. They get another point. They're trying to go for a comeback. They're getting closer to it, but still, they are 1 run away from losing this game.
No, you're absolutely right. They are still 1 round, but, you know, as we mentioned in the past as well as other Search or Destroy matches, if you find 3, we have complete faith that you can find 3 more. Ultimately, it's going to be on you to make something happen. Again, another round under their notch, 4-5. It's closer and closer, but damage has been done early on here by Portugal, and they haven't really shown us anything that, you know, really leads us to believe that they could lose the Search or Destroy. However, the last 2 rounds have been very well executed by Exile. As a matter of fact, those have probably been the best 2 rounds we've seen so far. Vengeance does a great job of finding that first blood, catches one lacking right there in the sniper perch. And now it's the A-side push. They want to make that transition through poolside. This could be a devastating one if not coordinated well. Well, guess what? Vengeance, if she's not doing it with the sniper, she's doing it with the nades. Gets the shots, but the head glitch way too OP, and Naive is going to find 2. Very fruitful hold right here. 2 players down for each. And we got a 3v3 to ensue. The bomb's going to be collected. The flank on the backside. It's going to be Light Skin God. He has found Kaiser in his 1-shot, but is not going to be able to get the kill. Kaiser's going to be able to peek, and Kaiser pays the price, and now it's all on Val and Ferk, and Val catches the rock side transition up into Muddy Room, but it's only a matter of time. 20 seconds on the clock. The bomb is down. There is no hope here for Exile.
In there, Nakruv gets the kill onto Nahib, but Baby Shark was right behind him. The bomb is onto the ground. Bal is trying to go for it, but Light Skin God, you were saying he was not having the greatest game so far, but he clutches it when they needed him the most. Portugal gonna end up with a dub. 6-4 victory this game. 2-0 lead overall. And ladies and gentlemen, we got ourselves our next team moving on to the regular season of Mobile Mayhem. Verdict. The side of Exile had a great job done at the end of that game. But when you're already trying to recover from a 4-1 deficit, it is gonna be a tough way to the top. They did a great job there at the end. Still not gonna be enough. And in this game, I'm looking at the overall kills. It was not only Naive and Riada, but also Calabuso. Baby Shark may have only gotten 2 kills, but, you know, it was pretty clutch. It was pretty good for those 2 there for Portugal.
No, you're absolutely right. Taking a look at it. 10 kills on board for Vengeance, 6 for SC, 8 for Firkin, and Kaiser and Val pick up 6 and 5 apiece. Not enough to take us to that round 11. Overall, a better performance in the second half of that Search or Destroy, but you can't afford to start down 4-1 on the flip sides. Obviously, we see, you know, some OP rounds for Portugal, but a little bit of out of place in the mid. Doesn't matter. They find the dub. They find a way to close it out. And the 2-0 fashion is going to land them with a seed to the regular season. As we're taking a look at it, the standings, they are not quite updated, but the show is set. Teams are locked in. We had 6 invited teams into the mix for the regular season before we even started. Those 6 were Animus, Nova, 117, Anarchy, and Illuminati. The 4 qualifying teams are going to be Clash, Lux, Portugal, and Euro Elite. Big games coming through, and 2-0 coming across the board for both series so far tonight. Now we're going to be moving on to our 3rd and final season, or final series. Good night. Gotta shut my mouth, maybe my pie hole, because I'm starving. But nonetheless, we've got the grand finals right around the corner. This one's for bragging rights, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to be Euro Elite and Clash fighting it out to determine who is going to be the qualifiers champions. You know, again, this doesn't have any implication for the regular season. This is all just for show. but it should be a spicy one because Illuminati, oh not Illuminati, but Euro Elite have looked solid. They entered Mobile Mayhem season last season towards the end, and I think they are one of the, like, if not most improved, just well-rounded teams that have been overlooked for, you know, seasons past. And sure enough, they're going to get their spotlight to, you know, face off against this Clash team who has been a massive factor in EU as well. So we're going to have that last series of the night coming up. Don't go anywhere. We're going to hear a word from COD Mobile first. And a little short break to get everything set up. So we'll be right back after this, this break. Alrighty, we've had our fair share of qualifying matches. Now we're going to get to have a little bit of an exhibition to determine who is the best of the best for this EU Spring 2022 qualifiers. And that's right, the Grand Finals. This is what we've all been waiting for. Clash and Euro Elite. Who is going to come out on top? And who is going to fall short of winning this championship? Well, you know what? It's between these two, and it has always been between these two coming into the qualifiers. They have not had a shadow of doubt so far. As I'm taking a look at the bracket, as a matter of fact, hold on, I think Day actually might have mispinned something. My bracket was pinned earlier, and it's not pinned anymore. His Twitter is obviously more important than anything else.
Hey,
right?
now, hold on. There was nothing pinned when I pinned that. Thank you very much.
Well, Day has magically appeared in VC chat, and he's no stranger to EU, but he said he can no longer do another season with you guys, unfortunately. So, Gil,
that's his words, not ours.
Yeah, that's his words. I mean, you can check his Twitter, which is so damn important.
If you guys want to get a GoFundMe going for me to cast EU, we can maybe make it happen.
Yo.
Alrighty. Yeah. At any rate, we're getting geared up for it. The best of 5 is... I was wanting to say something pretty controversial, but I bit my tongue. These two teams have not lost a single game throughout this series, as I've taken a look at it. 2-0 over Lux. Euro Elite has been just absolutely dominant in a series that went off stream against Portugal. Lands them in this spot tonight. We did air that, actually. It was a 2-0, and it was a pretty solid 2-0 too. For Clash, 2-0s across the board against Apophis as well as Atlanta. And here we are, Euro Elite, Clash. Best of 5 ready to rock and Gil. I think this rotation looks pretty solid.
Right. So, yeah, I mean, hardpoint on firing range. I would say that it's arguably a fan favorite. Search and Destroy, Meltdown. Did you go over them already? You haven't, right?
No, not yet, no.
Right, Search and Destroy on Meltdown. And a third game of Domination on Standoff. Jesus Christ, this rotation looks pretty nice. Fourth would be of Hardpoint on Takeoff, and a potential 5th game of Search and Destroy on Hacienda. The band's verdict, what are they like?
It looks like Kilo and SKS are off the table. So CBR was a ban that we've seen 2 times tonight. The third time doesn't make it through. So we will see that one in display for at least the first 3 games. I can see that being a factor, but that 4th game, certainly going to be looking for something a little bit more long range. We got to get there first, as the first 3 are promised. The games after are earned, so we'll see who earns that 4th game and who, just absolutely comes through with the most energy and possibly could take us to a 3-0 at the end of the night. What would it be like if we went through a best of 5 and didn't see a game 4? We haven't seen a game 3 all night in the best of 3s. Is it going to be any different in this series? Based off what we've seen so far, I think that this is probably one of the closer matches of this entire bracket. Yeah. I think.
Who do you go for, predict?
Look, I love Clash. They have a special place in my heart, but I don't think they stand a chance against Euro Elite. I think Euro Elite is probably one of the most underrated teams in all of EU, and they have just been showing up and showing out in very, very convincing fashion against some of the best in EU as well. I mean, they've taken games off Nova. They've taken series against Animus. They've beaten 117 Not Found. I mean, they have already shown up and shown that, they could hang with, some of the top of the top in, Mobile Mayhem EU already. They're just getting the chance to, sharpen those tools here today. And I think Clash is just going to be another casualty on the list.
Okay, fair enough. We'll have to wait and see. We got everybody ready for it. We are loading into the game. You have it. Verdict is saying that Euro Elite is going to 3-0 or else is going to be giving out $100 on Twitter. With that being said, who do you want to be spectating first, Verdict?
I don't know. I got to get the names updated because it doesn't look like we got that handled, with the little bit of break that we had. So right now off the bat, it is not going to show the names of the teams. Is going to show the last series, and obviously we'll get that fixed midway through as soon as we can. Nonetheless, P1 going to be out in the open. We're on board with Ragox off the bat. Even though EUE are picking up a majority of the kills, the trailer control is going to come through early for the side of Clash, but I don't know if they're going to be able to maximize in this position. You can see it. This is not really a great spot for P1. I mean, it is for denying your opponents, but it's obviously not going to put you in a good position in this P2 hill rotation, as we do have the names updated. Good deal.
And there we had Karma breakthrough, getting a double kill, but immediately getting taken down. Doesn't matter too much. Rick is once again back inside of the hill with 3 kills so far. Gonna take down Nutella, holding the ground with the M13. Gets taken down by Ragox. Ragox finding his first breadstick into the game. First kill for him with this Holger. An LMG that definitely we don't see as often anymore, but it seems like he's gonna be rolling with fun. Skill number 2 gonna be defending. Looks at the long run, but Karma gonna win that fight. Verdicts. Holger against the CVR. That's the power of that submachine right now. It's just so tremendously powerful. And so far, Karma making it work right now.
Karma making it work indeed. Now, as you can see, the rotations over to P2. We've got EUE already in the hill. They have found success, a majority of it on that P1 as well. 35 seconds on the hill and spawns renewed. That's a win-win situation for them. Clash, they're going to be battling in the trenches as they're looking for the flip. They're also looking for some hill time. They're not going to find either. You can see it. 2 players left to deal with. That's Kush and what looks to be Nutella. They're both going to be shut down. Ragox, the last hope for the push in. There's 2 players left to deal with on the inside of the point. And just like that, EUE not giving anything away to this Clash team. They're not giving any hope. They're not giving any rotations. They're not giving any free kills. They battled it out on the P2 side. They get the points off P1 to go along with it, and they are racking up the hills uncontested. 70-point lead and more, as the last little bit of trickle time is going to be given away for free. That is going to be, you know, Clash opting to set up early.
Yeah, trying to be there first. They're going to have 3 players inside of it, 1 outside of it. That's going to be Blends. Blends with the CVR going to find a kill onto Ragox, onto Cry. And allows the team to be there first. Let's see for how long. Blend's gonna turn around, gonna go for the kill. Takes the knock onto Sace, turns around once more. Karma gonna take him down. The next one to defend that area is gonna be Nutella. The push is pretty dominant. Double kill for Nutella. Takes out the pistol, but gets taken down. The coordinated push through both doors at the same time. Verdict. They had 4 players going in at the same time, and that is going to be the retake for Euro Elite. Now, Clash trying to bounce back inside, not going to work out as intended. 3 more kills for Euro Elite, and so far, you said it yourself. They may have been underestimated, but so far, so good. Already 100 points lead. We are only heading towards P4.
Yeah, we're only heading towards P4, and I mean, Clash just have not had a chance to bounce back. And P1, P2 have been a lockdown. The hold only leaves them with a handful of points off that P3 hold and rotation. The transition was on point, but the hold was not there. The retake comes back in favor as we see it 118 to 24. This is just a brutal one for Clash. At EUE, they are not holding anything back. They are just letting Clash have it. And Saze pulls out the death machine. I'm thinking, man, I don't know if this thing's going to get any closer, so we might as well go ahead and do a listen in. We'll go ahead and jump in with EUE, see how the comms sound for this P4 rotation, as they are just, I mean, not looking back at the moment.
2 jungle, one more jungle. They pushing jungle. Bottom wood.
I'm stunned. One combo, one
Dead, one more backwood. Nice.
Bro, I'm lagging.
Come on, that.
Karma, what you doing?
It's fine. Karma, take your time. They might spawn showers, guys.
I can't wait.
I'm watching jungle. Jungle dead.
1P1. He needed. Maybe.
They all ramp.
Top team, one top team.
Go new.
Top team dead, 1 trailer, 1 camping trailer. Only 1 trailer.
I'm starting my game. Wait.
Dead, top 10 dead. I'm close to streaks.
Trailer window.
One top 10.
Barrel dead machine.
Dead.
Nice. One is still trailer. Yeah, sit down. Top chin now, top chin. Sit down and top chin.
I'm reconnecting.
There is Sparrow in P1.
One shot trailer, and one in point, 1 trailer.
Okay, I'm back.
Pred. Okay.
Dead.
2 in trailer, 2 in point. 2 in trailer, 2 in point. Okay.
One trailer.
Trailer window.
One tower.
Yeah, one trailer, mid.
Tower.
Only 1 on site.
Trailer.
Tower is one bullet. Tower dead. Tower dead. Tower dead.
One more trailer. He's right side.
In the corner of the point, Karma, in front of you.
No, he coming.
Only one in point. Just one like him.
Mid low.
Go next.
He's going to
Playing you.
Dead in point.
I mean, it is 100% evident that EUE is just, I mean, a beast to handle here in the qualifiers. Even on the backs of having a 4v5, they were able to maintain the fort there on that P4 rotation. However, the P1 reset looks a little bit fruitful there for the side of Clash. However, the streaks have been racked up and accumulated, and they are coming through for EUE, and a massive turnaround on this P2 reset leaves them right where they started, just absolutely dominating, keeping and projecting every angle that Clash could, attempt to make a breakthrough. And again, doesn't look like the side of Clash came prepared today.
Yeah, the way the communication is going on the side of Euro Elite is also a big dub for them. They had a strategy as to how they wanted to approach this point, waiting for the score streaks to be used and immediately pushing to whoever may have remained inside, landing the next 30 seconds of it. Now gonna be taken down by the hands of Lens, but the damage is already done, 210 to 70 points. Verdict, yeah, the scrap time may be given to the side of Clash, but like you said, they were just not ready for what was coming their way. Their rotation was pretty early on to P2. They immediately got taken out of it, and now the ones to be there first are going to be the side of URL. Inside of it, I am looking at Greed with the M13 so far. Only, quote-unquote, only 16 kills, but allies of his are with plenty more. I'm talking, of course, about Says so far with 33 kills, landing some usage of the score streaks as well. Gonna be taken down by a nade, but that's not going to be enough. Greed is inside, finds a kill, goes for more, gets taken down. The defense from Reek is not gonna be easy as there's 3 more enemies. They only need 21 more seconds, and it is really uphill for the side of Crash if they wanted to come back to this one.
Oh, this is definitely, I mean, one of those hills that you can find a little value on, but EUE, the grief is completely high. They are not allowing Clash to get anything. As a matter of fact, even that last 15 seconds of trickle time on P2 was shut down. I mean, they got taken out, and with like 8 seconds to spare. Granted, 8 seconds isn't going to make a difference in this game. This is clearly going to be a P4 ending. With only 6 seconds left, EUE has set themselves up for success, and Clash just not doing anything to counter it as we see this P4 rotation come through. They do have 2 players on the hill. The operator's starting to come through. Maybe they can have a firm hold here and find a way to extend it to a P1 reset. But again, with only 6 points needed, there's little to no hope, of seeing this P4 rotation go to a P1 reset.
Yeah, they're trying right now. Reek is gonna bounce inside of it. He knows that he has to be cautious, tries to get them out. Not gonna be possible. Inside of it, we still have Nutella with 22 kills. Gonna be looking for more blood. Finds an assistance onto Says. And you said it yourself, they are trying to prolong this as much as possible. But the disadvantage is just too deep in favor of Euro Elite. They're not even like... I feel like they're just taking it slowly right now. Finally make sure that everybody's there to push at the same time. They do it, and Verdict, they break through with the last few seconds they needed. 250 in favor of Euro Elite, 123, double the points for the EUE team, and I gotta say that it was really well deserved. The way they were playing, the way they were rotating, how they were pushing at the same time, their communication, their comms was just outstanding. And well, understandably so, they gonna end up with the first dub there, and with a Says MVP, 36 kills for him.
36 kills indeed. And I was reading chat, someone said said this series is going to be a 3-0. Well, it might be a 3-0. I just don't think it's going to be in favor of Clash. That first game was a brutal one. It started off rough, and it didn't get any better later into the match, as we could see it. Just 250 to 123, perfectly executed rotations. The retakes were there. The holds were on point. When you got players who are dropping a minute and 17 on the hill and also picking up a 36 and 23 KD to go along with it, as well as minute 45 with 31 and 17, it's damn near impossible to get any kind of different results. On the flip side of things, I think the top objective player is going to be Nutella, and the top frag is going to be -7 in the hole for 33 seconds. So, I mean, I don't really know what could have gone better for Clash. Maybe stacking the hill. I mean, even in a 4v5 scenario where Karma crashed, there was, I mean, still no hope for Clash to turn things around, right? I mean, you're talking about a 4v5 in a map like, you know, Firing Range, Hardpoint. You need to stack the hill, especially on that P4 rotation. And even with Karma out of the mix, just no hope there for Clash to turn things around.
Yeah, it was just a complicated one for the side of Clash. We will be getting ready for the next one, but the damage is already dealt by the side of Euro Elites. I feel like you predicted it yourself perfectly. The way they've been playing this qualifier is just insane, you know? It's a level that sometimes we get to see from other known names, but this time around, they could be quote unquote the surprise. Well, at the same time, of course, there's names that we've seen in the past getting together. But I feel like this team really has a lot more potential than what they are already showing, which makes me even more excited to see them on the regular season. But well, first things first, they are on a game against Clash. They already took game number 1, and as we move on to Meltdown, it seems like they will be also the team. No, never mind. It is going to be Clash, the team to be on the offensive side here on Meltdown, which, you know, could allow themselves to go for a sneaky strategy when it comes down to the early stages of the rounds. While at the same time, they gotta be cautious about those 1v1 fights because Euro Elite's level, it's pretty high right now.
Oh, it is pretty high indeed now as we're getting geared up for it. It does look like Meltdown, great introduction back into the competitive scene. Search and Destroy just makes for an overall, like, super balanced gameplay. I don't think any other map allows a team to have equal opportunity on both sides of the map. Obviously, the defense has, you know, just as much to travel to the A side where you're going to primarily see your ego challenges. And then the B side is wide open. You got a little bit of coverage for Gear Sight, but this overall is just a dub of a map indeed. Now, as we're going to see the push towards the B site here, 5 players stacking it up for Clash. Nutella looking for first blood. Gets it done. Does take down one, but drops almost instantly. Greed able to get the refrag there. And now it's going to be a 4v4, but the bomb pushed up. This is going to be planted by Blends, but he's already eating shots. I don't know who it's from. It's from Saze. My guy has just an absolute demon time activated. Does find the second there on board. Now with 38 seconds left on the clock, the 4v2 retake will ensue, and it's all up to Kush.
Alright, well, the point... Wait, I think I'm having issues. I can't see the game. Oh, never mind. Okay, I am back. Verdict, yeah, that round going immediately in favor of Euro Elites. I feel like the side of Clash could have approached that defense slightly different, but, you know, it is what it is. For now, I think they only got, like, what, 1 kill that round? Yeah, Nutella was the only one who was capable of getting a kill. And this is exactly the issue that I was talking to you about, Verdict. Yes, the rotation was pretty nice. They were capable of planting the bomb. But if you're not winning those fights, it is not going to be easy. 3 kills immediately going in favor of Euro Elite. Blends finds a knock onto Karma as they continue to try to push over at Boilers. Kush is with a CVR, going to find the first enemy. Takes the kill onto Cry. Goes for kill number 2 and gets the assistance, but his ally is down. Rick gets the double. And all comes down to the early kills from Euro Elite. The second they see an enemy, they are winning most of those gunfights, and it is getting harder and harder to Clash to answer back.
No, you're absolutely right. Anytime you have 2 players holding the B side down like that, 3 players instantly drop on the push, that's a problem. And Clash have yet to retaliate. Now we're going to see a third round not go into the B site. They're going to play a little bit more conservatively. I kind of dig their approach. I wish I would have saw something similar in that second round, but, you know... Better late than never, obviously, as the motto goes. Will they be able to turn things around now as they go for a little bit more of a conservative hold here on the attack? Not going to get that bomb plant down, not going to push any site directly, but do have a little bit of information to play with now as Karma has found himself in enemy territory. Nutella does find first blood. And you see Karma, he's on the push. He's on the prowl looking for Ragox up top. Well, he's half health. The comms come through. Zed's going to be on the outskirts. He is sounding out. Ragox is dropped. Zed dropped. Big kills from Karma. The flank pays off. Now it's only a 3v4. The bomb has made its way over to the B site, but I mean, granted, they have successfully made it this far. They are looking to clear the odds and ends first. They do a great job of handling Greed there, and Creed is going to drop as well, so it's a 3v2. The odds are in their favor. And a B-side push coming through nonetheless. Karma does find one, so it's an even 2v2 with the bomb going down. 42 seconds on the clock. This was looking promising for Clash, but now have left 2 players to deal with. Blends rounds the corner, does get help from Nutella, and it's all on Rick. 30 seconds on the clock.
Rick has gotten a double kill last round. Can he do it again? 30 seconds on the clock. Picks up the sniper from the ground. Gonna find the first enemy there. Receives a lot of damage. Goes for the quickscope but misses. He knows that he's in a bad spot. 20 seconds on the clock. The push is gonna continue from the side of Clash, and it's Blends to finish this round in their favor. Greatly executed, but they gotta be capable of repeating this formula on to the next one. They've struggled 2 rounds. The third one was even fought between the 2 of them, and unfortunately for them, Clash ended up with a dub on it this time around. Let's see what their strategy is going to be looking like. Seems like Blend, the one carrying the bomb, has not decided a clear path as to where to go. So far, with 4 kills, he's going to be in the middle of the map, sort of, just waiting patiently on the callouts from the teammates. The one from Clash being the most aggressive in a way could be Nutella. Next could be Blends. Blends try to go in, but Rick gonna spot him first, gets the kill, and Greed gets another one. The snipes from Greed have been outstanding. 6 kills so far. Karma gonna get another knock onto Ragox. Said answers back by eliminating Saze, but in the middle of 3 enemies, Kush is going to be spotted. Everybody's going for him. Left to right, does get 1 kill. Somehow they went over the side of Kush. Turns around and takes the kill into Rick. The voice comes. What are they looking like? Groupies for Kush. Oh my god. Turned this situation all the way around with that triple piece. Is now going to be a 1v1. The bomb is going to be on the ground, and the only player alive is going to be a shotgun user. This is Cry using the Doof Doof verdict.
Yeah, the Doof Doof Kush. Gassing up the squad, looking for a second round in a row. Certainly a scenario where he could find success here, but is going to round the corner. Kree is up top, gets the drop. The Doof Doof doesn't hit, though. The second Doof doesn't hit and gets absolutely turned on and sent to the nether realm. That is going to be a big 1v2 clutch there from Kush. Even with the advantage of dropping down, I don't know what was going on with Kree, bro, but you got to put that shotgun away. The Doof Doof is not your friend here in this Meltdown map. Obviously, he's found 1 kill, but choke a big 1v1 encounter that could have put this team way above the 3-1. Instead, they're going to have to settle for the 2-2, and this is going to be the round that determines who's going to have the advantage to push for the A-side. Clash do drop 2. They find 1 in return, make it 2 for 2s, make it 2 for 3s as Kush has dropped. And now it's all on Blends, a 1v3 redemption round here for the side of EUE. They are going to cover it down. That 3-2 is going to stick. But now you're looking at a 3-2 in regards to possibly a 4-1. I don't know if that's necessarily going to be, you know, game-changing, but as we flip sides, got to look back at that round where Kree dropped the ball in that 1v1 and might think back to, hey, you know what, we could have had this a 2-0 game. Instead, we're looking at a 1-1 because of 1 round.
Yeah, absolutely. That should have been a kill for him. Now trying to redeem himself. That's another kill for you, Elite, as they take down Ragox, immediately planting the bomb. They're playing with the same strategy as they immediately rushed for boilers. They've gotten already 1 kill. From the middle of the map, there's going to be Nutella pushing through the smoke with the CVR. Nutella going for a kill. Gonna be spotted by Rick. The push is denied by a really strong defense. Now Karma gonna be shooting at the enemy. But Blends did get a kill into Cry, but then got taken down by Karma. 4 versus 2. Sed and Kush alive. Sed takes damage from the grenade. Kush is trying to defend him, finds the kill. Kush is killing it. It goes for the double. Kush is insane. Wants to get a triple. His ally has been knocked down. He's trying to defuse, but gets spotted by Karma. That's another point for your Elite, but verdict. Kush What is he even on to? 9 kills now out of nowhere.
Yeah, 9 kills, and you got Ragox, who is struggling with a fat goose egg. We're rolling into a 4-2 round, and a solid one on the attack off the rip here for EUE. They have played the defense very well. They have put themselves in a very decent position and find success on the first attacking round. Now it is looking for a second, maybe a map point here. Greed finds one. Zed gonna finally take him down, so it's the 1-for-1s coming through. The trades absolutely on point. Zed, Demon Time, though, is going to be able to find 2 of his on. Says finds the one on the bomb heady, and now it's all on Kush. He's got 9 on board. Can he find 3 more and clutch it up for the squad and make this game close yet again? Well, the bomb is going to be pushed. Rick going to eat some bullets, but this is going to give away his location. Kree doesn't second guess himself there. Doesn't have the doof out either. You see different results this time around, even though there's still 2 more players left to deal with. The CBR successfully does the job.
I gotta say that Kush is just constantly trying to carry these rounds, but it's coming down to a point where a single round is between them and defeat. So far, Nutella gonna find the first blood. That's a great start. The next one could be, once again, Nutella will get spotted by Greed. The snipe comes through. The bomb aggression from Rick, it doesn't even make sense, but of course, as much as it doesn't make sense, it works out, finds a kill. So does Rick. And his ally Greed getting some more, leading to a 1v3. Blends is the only one alive. 6 kills for him. He's gonna spot 2 enemies at once. Takes the double. Goes for the triple. Takes out the pistol. Wants to clutch it up. Verdict.
No! Don't you let him katana you.
Oh my God.
That's what I'm talking about, Blends. We win those, homie. The Renetti comes through in success. And Blends finds the nasty 3-piece. The 2 going through mid. They get caught lacking. Pants down. Looking like a fool with their pants on the ground. My God. Just a ridiculous play there from Blends. He clutches it up. And I was looking at chat. Someone said, Blends is trash, homie. Blends is the worst. Shut your mouth. Put some respect on his name, homie.
Oh God, that doesn't even make sense, but still not gonna be enough. They're gonna be 3 players immediately, but it Blends yet again with a double. Verdict, you said it. A masterpiece of a player. Now turning around, could be finding another knock if he is aware that Sace is over there. He has no clue. They're not even gonna see each other, but the shots are gonna reveal the spot from Sace. Sace gets a kill onto Kush, but he himself gets taken down. Blends is now going to be the player with the most kills, as Kush has turned bad a little bit. But Blends, he hears that they're planning the bomb, gonna be shooting at him. The head glitch is good for both, but I feel like this ego chow for Blends is not good.
No, it's not the play. You know, you put yourself in a position to you know, take too much damage and give away your look. The katana's out. Greed looking for the 1v1 redemption from last round. Blends looking to hold off the place. I don't think he knows he's there. Greed, you are a ninja assassin, homie. He is on the prowl. He is certainly going to find success here in the boiler room. Well, guess what? Greed doesn't know where he's at either. Lost the trail of the enemy, but nonetheless, even though the bomb was delayed earlier, it is certainly not going to be delayed here. And it is going to be 45 seconds on the clock. The 1v1, super intense. Blends, clutch this. This will be 2 rounds in a row. We will debut the clutch god. Greed, repositions. I love it. Love the plays. And now it's a matter of time. 30 seconds on the clock. Plenty of time to play with. Blends doesn't need to force anything. Greed just needs to play it as is.
Blends does a lot of damage, goes in for the kill. He wants to be aggressive. Maybe the katana is going to show up again.
Oh!
It works this time.
Greed, go back to rank, homie.
It works this time. Cuts the enemy in half. Oh, God. What a way to end, Verdict. What a way to end this game. I mean, props to Greed, right? He really wanted to get that kill with the katana.
Oh no props to the melee abuser. I'm just kidding, Blends. You're an absolute beast, homie. Greed, you're an absolute beast, homie. EUE come through the 6-3 win. I can't help but say that I was kind of rooting for Clash in that game. Just seeing the rounds that were clutched up by Kush, by Blends. Like, this was a story of a few players who were putting on and making sure that they stay alive. You know, in the instance where the redemption comes through for Greed, he pulls out the katana And as much as we hate to see those melee abusers in ranked, this isn't ranked, homie. You get the job done. He did the deed, got the bomb plant, played it as perfectly as possible, even in the face of being half health. Push comes through, the katana comes out, but the katana is in close range. It is literally ridiculous to react to. So Blends does fall shy of the 1v1 second time around. Blends did pick up 12. He's not washed, homie. You guys need to shut your mouths and chat. Put some respect on Blend's name, homie. EWE come through. They are 2-0, and now they are on match point, Gil. This might be the last game of the night.
That might be the case, Verdict. We're going to be moving on to domination. And as much as I feel like I was also rooting for Clash there. It felt sort of doable on S&D, but when it comes down to respawn, I feel like there's a superior team from what we've seen so far, and that is going to be EWE. You said that there was a high chance that they were gonna end up with a top with a dub of this series. I was joking around of a potential 3-0, but so far it looks like that could and only could be the case here.
Yeah, absolutely right. Now, as we're taking a look at it, Game 3 going to be the deciding factor if the 3-0 is a reality or if Clash are going to wake up, because right now it is not looking good. Taking a look at the spread, if Clash do find a way to win, we are going to be moving on to a hard point on takeoff. And if they somehow pull off that one and find it successful in a Game 5 scenario, we'll be looking at a hacienda. You know, kind of getting ahead of myself, but I am looking forward to the rotation as it is. But it very well comes down to this map. It has to be flawless for the side of Clash. They need to find something. I mean, Blends just lit it up in that last game. I don't know how you can't have a little bit of momentum even after losing it 6-3. But that was just a step in the right direction for a few players. If they can get all on board with it, make something happen here in this Game 3, we might be seeing that Game 4. But again, this is all in Clash. EWE have done nothing to convince us that they can't 3-0 this Clash roster. So, you know, this is just another day at the park for them.
Yeah. Well, now we're going to be waiting on players to ready up. Just as a reminder, if I'm not mistaken, the bans were the Kilo and the SKS, which is the reason why we've seen so many players going for both the M13, but specifically that CVR that, well, yeah, it's clearly the meta for the last couple of weeks now. But Verdict, we're loading on to what we said already, could be the last Clash. You got everything to lose. Well, at the same time, not really. We all know that this is quote-unquote an exhibition map. Both of these teams have already qualified onto the regular season of Mobile Mayhem, but still trying to win this game. Since this is the game that, well, the side of Clash has to win if they want to continue with this series. I think we could start with them as they push through the left side. I am looking right now at Kirsch with a Type 25. His ally Karma got taken down. He is now trying to go for a revenge. Not that Karma's not his ally, that's the enemy. Anyway, the kills are gonna come through immediately for Euroleague, getting as many as they can, but the control is not clear for any of the two, which, you know, a more even start than what we saw on hardpoints.
No, you're absolutely right. It's, as a matter of fact, the kills are coming through. They look like they're equally distributed, with the exception of Kush, who has had a hard time finding any success with kills is off the rip. On the flip side of things, you got Saze, who has had the same kind of, same kind of fate. Right here, the push comes through for EWE. They put a little bit of a do-si-do on that B side of the flag and does halfway do the deed. Saze does find first blood, make it 2, but is going to be taken down. 75% cap almost there for EWE, but the flip looking like an A side push is going to come through. The C going to be quickly traded. Now the pressure here for Clash is 100% felt now as they have lost their home flag in A, and the B cap is surely coming through for EWE. It is going to be halted for the time being, but nonetheless, still doable for EWE. And, you know, if you're Clash, you got to find a way to get some mid lane control, because they have been lacking on that tractor side as well, which has resulted in an A cap flip. So we'll see if they can maintain the flow of traffic and get this reduction on B. They do one player off, 2 players do jump on it immediately after, and this is not looking better, as we have mentioned earlier.
They've already lost control over the middle map from the side of Clash. They are struggling to defend Charlie. Inside of it, there's going to be Rick. Rick, he's ready for someone to go by, but Kush finally gonna get a kill, another kill that was so desperately needed by them. They're gonna be clearing the side of Charlie, but Verdict, the damage is starting to ramp up in favor of Euro Elite. They're defending the middle ground of this map. Rick with 7 kills, going for some more, shooting at the side of Nutella. Nutella somehow surviving that interaction, but Rick still holding his ground. 3 enemies in front of him, gonna be taken down. Kush immediately bouncing inside of the kill, gets the double kill. Kush still alive, going for the triple, does a lot of damage, doesn't get the kill, but the capture is going to be there. Finally some momentum, finally some control. Now how long can they elaborate alongside with it? Glance was throwing a few smokes in the middle of that map, but I don't think that's gonna do too much, as Cry is trying to regain control.
Oh, with the double cap coming through, Clash showing signs of life here in the first half. I think it's time we do a quick listen in with them, as we haven't had a chance to hear them sound off. And now is better time than ever, because they've got the B cap for the time being. Can they shut down this B cap for EUE? Well, let's jump the comms and see how they do.
Recap it.
One broken, man.
Get around statue.
Come on, B.
Smoking deep.
One on
Easy.
What's
One.
1 HP? What's 1 HP?
P1 dead, pushing their spawn. One Delhi. He got me off. He's going P1.
Delhi still, he's P1, he's broken.
We need to get a tractor.
Gotta push.
One gas. He's pushing. One is pushing factory. One's pushing factory.
See alone.
See that.
That's victory.
One broken.
Nice, it's 3 dead. One bottom grind. He's going P1, broken now.
One and tractor still.
Tractor there.
We need to get tractor. 3
Yeah,
out.
tractor,
One
yeah.
down. 3 down.
One broken, one Delhi.
Go
Fall
up.
down,
One is
fall down.
Delhi, one is Delhi.
Thatcher broken.
Oh, Tableau low.
Bro, fucking hell. Bro.
Playing tractor. One tractor. He's low.
One nice dead. Dead.
One on Delhi.
One tableau.
Delhi and Sati.
I'm trying backstab.
Like, can we smoke Tableau, boys? If you have to smoke.
Back alley and fridge. Then heady.
Broken.
One is top blue still.
Delhi there.
Top market. 24 seconds, guys. 20.
Yeah, scam. Just play kills. Now. Scam.
Fuck off, man.
All right, they had a little bit of momentum coming into the ending of this first half. They closed the deficit, which is good. They get the B cap for a little bit of time, but you heard the comms. There's a bit of panic. There's a bit of time wasted, and we're in a situation where they're down 22 points rolling into the second half. Now, has to be a solid effort here in the second half. One, because they're playing to extend this series. Obviously, it's for, exhibition. It's not for any reason other than that. But still, if you want bragging rights in EU, this is certainly a great way to handle business. But EUE has handled business very well so far. Even with Greed using the RPD, he has kind of popped off with it. Hey, Gil, I think you're muted.
Yeah, muted. I'm sorry. I was talking about the fact that I don't think I remember the last time I've seen someone playing the RPD. Something that I've definitely seen, but truly not something common so far. I feel like they're just being over aggressive on the side of Euro Elite. I'm looking at Cry so far, already on enemy ground with the gloves in hand. He's trying to find someone to punch with it. Does see someone, but they were too far away from him to try to go for it. And this is just hard to see. Clash are definitely trying. They held their ground with that double capture for quite a long time, but after that, they're just not with a clear sight, with a clear path as to what they are gonna be doing next. And that's gonna be the biggest issue. I'm looking at Kush, and the patio for Granny is gonna be shooting his bullets onto the side of Delhi, trying to go for that kill. Gets taken down by Sace and Verdict. Although Raygox did get a little bit of time off of B, this doesn't look any better for the side of Clash. And as this could be the last few seconds that we see from these two, what about us doing a quick listening onto the side of Euroelite?
Oh man, I think my emulator just crashed. We'll do a quick listen in as I get that back up. So ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. As soon as I get it back up, we'll have it up. But we'll listen to comms in the meantime.
Ah, lol.
Got you. Bottom gunny. Okay, sniper fuck.
Don't.
Oh, one broken.
One Bakali low, dead.
Statue is tractor. Is camping truck.
No, broken.
Yeah, tractor.
There's Sparrow.
Where is Sparrow? Oh, barrel.
I don't know. One statue.
Dali.
One barrel. Nice.
I have tuck.
B, one
Push me.
Dead.
3 beyond.
One more Deli. Two Deli. He's pushing it.
Wait, Guida, you allowed to snipe?
Yeah, one respawn sniper allowed per team.
Okay.
I smoke them.
One pop, Deli.
Dead. Lava. I'm picking up his Olga.
Limo, bro, they're so bad.
Are we trolling?
See them.
Wait, let's go knives only now. Come on.
No, B. B street.
Oh no, there's one
Deli low, dead. One more B.
B dead. Concourse. Double concourse.
One Deli.
One shot Delhi. He's court now.
Two broken. One dead. One more. He's garden now.
Broken. Oh no, how did I miss?
Garden dead.
One statue.
Yeah.
Oh yes, that should kill me. Nice, GG good.
Use your pistol, kill from B.
No, one Delhi. They're going for the triple now.
No way they go for the triple.
Just camp it.
Dali.
All right, you heard the comms. Obviously, we weren't able to see the gameplay, but you can already tell the dub is in the bag. 200 to 132 fashion, and that is going to be it for this series. The qualifiers have never looked better for EUE. They fight in the trenches here in this grand finals. They find success 3 times in a row. Clash. Got to go back to the drawing board, homie. This is only the qualifiers. It's only going to get worse in the regular season. Obviously, you've still got 2 other qualifier teams down below who haven't made it this far. But you got to put up a better showing than that.
Yeah, and like you said, this was only for bragging rights, but coming down from the fact that they are going to be qualifying through, of course, qualifiers, they're also going to be the top team out of everybody and in a dominant way. If I'm not mistaken, I think you mentioned that. Did they lose a game in these qualifiers?
Did not.
They did not, right? They did not drop a single time. Not only today, but ever against these other qualifier members, which, is pretty much making a statement that your elite are here for real. They are here to stay for the regular season.
No, I think you're absolutely right. I think they have a better or more promising future than our last qualifier team who won flawlessly. I'm talking about Gallant Esports. Gallant came through and just wiped every bit of the qualifiers teams off the face of the game. It was just ridiculous. We get into the regular season, they don't win a single game. No maps won for Gallant all throughout the regular season last split. So it's not the same case here though. I think this is a much different team. They come through with a lot of momentum. The comms are solid. There's not any kind of weak links as far as like comms though. The gun skill certainly matches it too. So the EUE team certainly shows a lot of promise in Clash. They got to buckle up because we're getting geared up for a pretty intense season as I'm looking at the standings. A freaking just hell of a lineup for the regular season that's going to start on Thursday. Again, the teams that were invited are going to be as followed. It's going to be Animus, Nova, 117, Anarchy, Illuminati, who came through and finished second place. Didn't win a single map in qualifiers in the grand finals last season, but won our hearts in the regular season with some of the best comms, best gameplay to go along with it. And then again, Boot getting MVP of the split as well as Rookie of the split. Certainly well earned. And then you got FN420 to cap that off. The 4 qualified teams, you've already seen Clash, you've already seen EUE, but we also tossed Lux and Portugal into the mix. It's going to be an interesting season. This is going to be a tough one for a lot of these qualifier teams. I think EUE certainly have an advantage over the rest as they have participated in other Tier 1 events. They have beaten other Tier 1 teams. They have shown that they can take maps from teams like Nova. They've shown that they can beat teams like 117 in series. Again, this is a team that I feel very strongly about. I don't think I will make a claim like I did last season that they're a top 4 team in EU, because I said, you know, Omni were probably, or Gallant were probably a top 4 team and they didn't win a single map.
Yeah.
But I think this EUE team stands out amongst the rest.
Well, yeah, I think I gotta agree with you. It's hard to tell for sure what the potential outcome is gonna be from them, but so far what we've seen, nothing bad to say. They had an outstanding qualifiers performance, and they've already made it through, like you mentioned. That final list does look pretty nice, and well, I don't know if we do have a starting date for the season, do we?
Yeah, they got Thursday at 9 p.m. Central European time. That's right.
Okay.
We're moving it back an hour than normal for the remainder of April, just you know, to respect the, you know, players who are observing Ramadan. Obviously, they break their fast at 8 Central European time, so we're just going to give that hour, you know, back and allow them to handle their business while you know, we're okay with pushing it back an hour. Obviously, it's only what, 11:30 Central European time right now. We're expecting to, you know, finish around the same time, you know, for the remainder of April as well too. So maybe a little later, depending on what days we've got going on. And as I'm taking a look at it, we've got Thursday's schedule up. It is ready to rock and roll. So schedule looks pretty solid. We're going to start off with Illuminati in Portugal, Clash in FN420, Nova and Lux, and then Animus and 117 not found. That 4th series of the night is probably going to be the best series of the night. Nova and Lux, probably not going to be close. Clash at FN420. Depends on what FN420 show up. And the Illuminati in Portugal one, as much as I love Portugal coming through qualifiers, I don't know if I have them standing a shot against Illuminati. But we'll have to find out. You have to tune in. It's going to be 9 p.m. Central European start times. I don't know who is going to be set in stone for co-casting this season. Obviously, Imperium has you know, let us know that he's available for some days. Hasn't got a 100% commitment for every day. And then also it could be Gil casting if he's available. It could be well, it definitely isn't going to be Dave. We don't want that crapper back in EU. But we could see the likes of Flow Skill back. We could see Mad Max coming through as well, making guest appearances. It just depends on what you know, we got coordinated. So stay tuned for that, and we'll push notifications out on Twitter. Gil, it was a pleasure, homie. You rock and rolled for what, 2 out of 3 days that we did qualifiers? You were a beast.
I had a great time. It was pretty nice to see all of these teams fight for their own spot here on the Europe side of the action on Mobile Mayhem. I'm glad that you guys had me for a couple of days, and like you mentioned, maybe I will or will not. We'll have to wait and see for that. But as of right now, thank you for having me, and hope everybody in the chat enjoyed, as we are now over with the qualifier stage.
That is right. Stay tuned for who we get to raid. I obviously see a few players from EU still playing. I think we're going to go ahead and try and get one going for Deanna. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that raid. But before we do that, we are going to hear a word from COD Mobile. We'll see you back live Thursday for more action. Regular season starts then, 9 p.m. Central European time. Be there or be square, or both. It doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, baby. That was dope. No lie.